there's some breaking news that's coming in, and we're just going to pick up that breaking news, put it up on your screen. The Supreme Court has ordered the Gujarat government to pay 50 lakh rupees compensation to Bilkis Rasool, who was gang raped at the age of 21 during the 2002 post-Godhra riots. Her 3-year-old daughter was also killed. Vinay?
Very interesting, because it's come on a day when Gujarat is actually polling, and I mean, clearly, this is one of the higher amounts of compensation that I've heard of. I've not heard of 50 lakh compensation being ordered by the Supreme Court. So very significant.
Yes, Mr. Sen, your reaction to the story?
Yes, I don't know how it will translate into votes, but I think yes, it's significant in the sense that it is. Vinay is right. I haven't heard of such a. But it was a horrific incident.
It was a horrific case, yes.
I mean, for a woman to get raped and a child to be killed, it's. I don't think 50 lakhs is much. Really.
And after so many
years.
After
so many years. So, but I think that it will probably have an impact on sections of the voters as far as that there is something.
I mean, elections aside, it was high time that that the victim of a crime like this was acknowledged, and the crime at all was acknowledged. And the fact that that has happened today perhaps will bring relief to a lot of people. Meenakshi on the phone line with us. Meenakshi, could you take us through any of the observations the court made while passing this order?
Well, a very, very significant ruling coming in. We have seen this matter be adjudicated upon by the Supreme Court for some time, where Bilkis Bano, she has been one of the victims of 2002 Godhra riots, has pleaded her case before the Supreme Court seeking enhanced compensation. And today, that has fructified. The Supreme Court has ordered for the Gujarat government to pay an enhanced compensation of 50 lakhs, government housing and also job to this particular Godhra riots victim, Bilkis Bano, who was gang raped and had her child killed during those riots. And what is hugely interesting is while passing these directions today to Gujarat government, the Supreme Court just moments back has also observed that the Gujarat government should consider itself lucky that the Supreme Court is not making any observations against it. So those are very, very cryptic, critical words coming in from the top court to the Gujarat government to quell any possibility of a protestation. If any Gujarat government was looking to place before the Supreme Court, the top court has thwarted that at the outset, saying that the Gujarat government should consider itself lucky that the Supreme Court is not making any observations against it at this juncture. But some respite definitely at long last for this particular Godhra riots victim, Bilkis Bano, who has long suffered the atrocities, the having to be at the receiving end of what transpired, and today finding this little ray of hope with an enhanced compensation amount of 50 lakhs coming her way, ordered no less by the top court of this country.
Right. All right, so just to give you a recap on that case, the Supreme Court on the Bilkis Bano case has decided that the Gujarat government will pay compensation of 50 lakh rupees to Bilkis Bano, who was gang raped during the Gujarat riots, and her 3-year-old daughter was also killed before her eyes. Interesting report that Meenakshi was giving us on the phone line, that the Supreme Court in its observations actually said that the Gujarat government should consider itself lucky that the court is not making any observations against it. And I'm not really sure, what that means. But you believe that this would, what impact do you think this will have on the ground?
I do not know why the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, has taken this view that and use this language that the Gujarat government should feel itself lucky. If at all the Supreme Court wanted to make any observation, it should have made the observation. Where is the question of consideration here? My fear is that the verdict coming today, when Gujarat is going for polls, this would further polarize the voters, because those who are, and the two elections after that, they have shown that there is a heavy polarization of Hindus and Muslims.
Yes.
And the Godhra violence had taken communal shape. In that case, if the court also goes for compensation, then the Hindus, those are in majority, they would feel that, oh my God, judiciary is also not with us.
Okay.
That feeling will further polarize the voting pattern. Beyond that, the social fabric which was coming closer, that will also again tarnish.
I get the feeling that since the Gujarat election is currently going on today, I get the feeling that the Supreme Court refrained from saying anything in order to not influence the voting in one way or the other. Because if you were to take stronger, if you were to make stronger statements against this government, then the government would be under fire for not having controlled perhaps the riots. We recall what Atal Bihari Vajpayee said as Prime Minister, and all sorts of other things would open up.
Yes.
And the national discourse would then, to a certain extent, get diverted. So perhaps it restrained itself.
That sounds...
No, but then Baksha, in that case, the court could have easily deferred the judgment by another day.
By a day.
Oh, yeah,
that's
why
possible.
today?
That's possible.
Today was a very, very crucial day.
It's very strange.
And this is a
Supreme
very,
Court
very
goes-
crucial case.
Yes.
This is an important case.
I mean, I have a slight disagreement on that, Basha, and because personally, if that is the case, I would actually be a little more worried. I don't think courts, certainly not constitutional courts, should worry about implications of orders of this nature.
Yes.
There was a crime that happened, a horrific crime, which got established. There was nothing ambiguous about it. That crime got established. Now, as part of the process of delivering justice to the victim, the court has to enhance or decide whether the compensation should be enhanced or not. There was a petition filed.
Yes.
Now, in taking that decision, whether there is an election on or whether there is something on should not become, because that's an extraneous factor, and I don't think Supreme Court judgments get impacted by extraneous judgments and shouldn't get impacted by judgments, because that's then a very slippery slope, because we will have elections round the year in this country.
In
and
which
something
case,
will impact.
why refrain from saying, as he said,
Why
why
say-
say that consider yourself lucky, we don't say anything
Yes,
more?
that I agree.
That's,
I mean,
that's what I was
Yeah.
basically...
And secondly, yes,
just don't understand.
logically, yes, what you're saying is right. The court should not get caught up with
Yes.
what is happening around it. But at the same time, there is something called sensibility. And the court, if it is the Indian court, then it should take care of these things. If it is going to have major political impact on the voting pattern itself, then court could have restrained for a day. Because for so many years, from 2002 to now, there's no judgment. So why can't we
Because
wait for
one
a
has
day?
waited 17 years
This is insensitive.
for
Yeah.
justice.
So this
Yeah.
is